All right, good afternoon. Wanted to start another video series, just calling it Truck Talk. Maybe while I'm driving and maybe while we're parked somewhere. My name is James. I'm with Kingdom Fathers. We started a YouTube channel about a week ago. I have 3 videos loaded and going to use this series to document a lot of the process of going through the videos, what it looks like, how to do it, our growth, what my hope is for the channel, what my ultimate dream would be for the channel, and just a background of behind the scenes of who I am and more of a natural way of communicating like I'm sitting talking to someone, which I feel like I do the best is talking to people like a friend. Everybody that knows me knows that I like to talk. As a matter of fact, it's a joke that when we get to talking, and it must be a family thing, that I always ask questions and want to know more about things and just love to hear people's stories and love to hear their history. I feel like when we ask a lot of questions, that's how we learn. But these videos, I hope that you can find them useful. We're going to include a lot of life lessons, going to be things that I've experienced in my life, maybe what's on my mind from day to day. And it's going to be the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's going to have a lot to do with my faith, my family, the freedoms that I hold dear. And I hope that through Kingdom Fathers and that movement that I am wanting to create, that more and more families are impacted in a godly way, that I can help encourage other men to step into that narrow path, be a leader of their family, and ultimately just be a man of God, seeking after him. And that's not always easy in today's world. And I know that firsthand from working in the corporate world as a Christian. Difficult. And a lot of times, very intentionally, employees would know that because of my faith, that I had morals and I had things that I stood for, and they did. So they would use that as a opportunity to undermine some of the progress we were trying to make, maybe undermine some of the policies that were in place to make the team better, to help us grow, to strengthen us. So when I was working in the corporate world, I had a team of 48 employees, direct reports. They would report to me on a 12-man crew, rotating every 12 hours. So 365 days a year, we always had someone on shift. And no matter what we were doing, as far as our production, I was the first and main contact. So I would get calls all day, all night, weekends, doesn't matter. Even on vacation, sitting on the beach, I would get phone calls because of my experience. And running a chemical factory was very dangerous. It was very stressful. And the operators that were looking for answers, they would typically call me first because I would, one, always answer the phone, and two, most likely would have the answer they needed immediately without having to jump through hoops and find someone else. But with that, there was a lot of responsibility and a lot of just heartache. And I just wanted to step away from that. I didn't want to do that anymore. And so we started, long story short, we started a business, and we've been doing that now for 8 years. We have homeschooled our children, and that's been a blessing. And they have seen this company grow. They've seen us, how we talk to our clients and how we were able to literally start from nothing. And it's just been such a blessing, because I knew that if I didn't leave that job that provided security, that provided all of our benefits, a nice salary, 401k, all the good stuff, I was working 60, 70 hours a week away from home. So I was missing out on a large portion of my children's youth. So that was hard. But as I did a video today, it's important that we choose our hard. A lot of life's decisions and the choices we make, sometimes not making a decision is making a decision. You choose to stay right where you're at and not do anything with it. So in today's video, and what's been on my mind is there's a hymn called Someday. You can look that up. And as a New Testament Christian, when we sing that in worship service and in fellowship, we sing it obviously a cappella, no instruments. And the verses of that hymn, they just hit me really hard when I hear it. And I think about it almost every morning is, will I be ready when God calls my name? I've got to be ready when he calls my name. And whenever we are going about our life and we're going through the motions of work and stresses of life and our dealings with people, and do you think about, what if today is my last day on earth? What am I leaving for my family? What example have I set? What are they going to remember me by? Our decisions in life are hard. And I know firsthand those decisions. Each day I choose the hard path. I choose the hard road because I know where it leads. I know that it leads to righteousness. I know it leads to an eternal home with God when this life is over. I know that it provides security and just the basis of a good home life for my family. When I look at my children, I think about them and I think about that gift that God has given me, and knowing that I have to raise them right. I have to lead them to the cross. I have to be there for them when they are needed in this world and they have issues and they have things that are weighing them down. I want to be that father that's always got an ear, that when they need me, that I'm there to hear them. And to do that, I have to be present, not just physically, like coming home and be exhausted at the end of a hard day, but I have to be there emotionally and spiritually. And I think that's where I know, before becoming a Christian and changing my life, I was missing out on a lot of that. I didn't really understand it, I don't think. And that's where I want to help men. I want to help young fathers. I want to help fathers that are lost in their way, that maybe are sick of the life that they've got and they know that they can do better. They want a better life for their family. They want more happiness. They want to improve the relationship with their spouse. They want to, any number of things. Is the discipline and the decisions that I've made in my 48 years now, going on 49, I believe are very educational, beneficial to a lot of men. And I think that the Kingdom Fathers Movement is going to be something that, when all the details come out and we start really pushing the channel and we start putting content together, my ultimate goal is to provide short courses and trainings, maybe even keynote speaking or doing one-on-one coaching or any number of opportunities, because I'm not as far along in life as a lot of men, but I feel like I'm a lot further along and God has blessed me more than others. And every day that I wake up realizing that I still have birthday presents that I haven't opened yet. I still have birthday presents that God has blessed me with from birth that are still inside that need to be shared. Like I said, I enjoy talking with people. I don't mind sharing and helping. I love encouraging other men. And I feel like that the world needs that. I feel like that there is a lot of areas where our world teaches men, specifically in the last 5 to 10 years, that being a man and being masculine is toxic. Standing up for morals and values that are biblical is self-righteous. And you can go through the list, and men have been portrayed in a way now where we aren't the head of the household. We are not the ones who are going to be leaving the legacy. It's unfortunate that's the way that our culture is driven, but it's all by design. It's all on purpose. And my goal with Kingdom Fathers is to help snap men out of that, to help them leave the system, leave the matrix as it is, that they don't have to work a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 7, 12-hour shift and watch their life just fly by when there's other options out there. A lot of men get stuck in that rut thinking that's all they've got, and they're scared to leave that. They're scared to maybe build a business on the side, live out their dreams. And I just believe that the tools that I have been able to grow with and to learn, so many fathers can apply it to their lives, and they can grow physically, spiritually, mentally, and want to be able to do that. I want to be able to help people. My ultimate goal, and I tell my children this regularly, my ultimate goal is to get to heaven, and I want to take as many people with me as I can. And to do that, it's difficult. It's hard. And you got to make hard decisions. You got to pull things away that you may be used to in the world. You may have to turn off all the distractions and focus on what's important in your life, putting God first in your life, and then knowing that everything else is going to fall into place. So with Kingdom Fathers, the key verse that we use and that I use in my business and in life is Matthew 6:33. Because if we seek first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, then all of those things that we need in our life, God will add them to us. And I've found that to be so true in the last 13 years since becoming a New Testament Christian. So I want to start doing more of these videos as opportunity, just in the truck, me talking, sharing a little bit of background about who I am, what my goals are. And we're going to go through a lot of scripture. We're going to go through a lot of life experiences. And I hope as I post these on YouTube, on this new channel, that you'll comment below, that you will give me some feedback. Is this a good way to do this? I know that it's driving down the road. I can be looking off, but I feel like I want to just pour out my heart on what is there for the day and maybe get some topics along the way. And each one of these videos, as you watch them, I could even possibly do them 4 or 5 times a week. But I want to encourage men. I want to build up them to a point where they can lead their families. They can go from point A to point B in a faster rate than what I did, and that they can grow in all areas of their life. Because I believe that through my job, through my faith, through my family, for over 20 years, I've been coaching, I've been mentoring, I've been guiding young men and others through life when hard times happen, when adversity affects us, and whenever something needs to be fixed in life for me, I'm the one that everybody calls. When something doesn't work and my family are needing something, they call Dad, and Dad's the go-to. And what really bothers me sometimes that's hard is I can't fix everything. And even though I want to, I can't fix everything. But I think by doing these videos and sharing out a lot of my life lessons, I can maybe prevent other people from having hardships and learn from my lessons. And as I said, through that connection, share the gospel and help others find their eternal reward. I want to get to heaven, and I want to take as many people with me as I can. So I hope this video finds you well. You can subscribe below and give me some feedback on this style of video. Really want your input. And if you find this, share it with others you think that may enjoy it. So James with Kingdom Fathers, thank you so much. Have a good evening.